Yes, you guys, welcome back to another News Daily video. I want to say quickly thank you to everyone that continues to show their love and support for this channel. It really is appreciated. And today, you guys, the news has been coming out thick and fast. It's been a mad day of news. I feel like it's going to continue to grow and grow. Of course, we can't forget beyond the transfer window now. And for the three main stories today, I'll focus on two surprising reports in regards to Lewandowski and one that keeps growing about Jack Grealish too. And of course, to end things, I'll be discussing the future of Billy Gilmour and a potential loan move to Norwich City. So there's a ton to break down and discuss today, you guys. So today I want to see some love in the comments. I want to see some love in the like button. I want to see at least 3k likes, you guys. Can you do that for me? And before we get into things, I need to get one quick plug out of the way first. Of course, you guys, before the new season does start, if you still haven't copped any of the new club range for next season, the home kit, the training gear, then my guy, what are you waiting for? There's some great items available right now. And of course, if you use my affiliate links in the description below, you get access to my 10% off discount codes, NINI10, to get 10% off your final order. So what you guys waiting for? I'm here to hook you up. And without wasting any more time, we start things with the first report, and you guys, we have to discuss the latest news surrounding Lewandowski. Now, reports are coming out from Germany, from Sport Builder, and I think Sky Germany too, and essentially this story is focused on another alternative to Erling Haaland. Now, right now the reality is the club don't want to spend that 150 million to buy him outright, and if we don't sign him, the goal is to still sign a striker for this window. So, if you're looking at Lewandowski as a potential backup, I mean, that's really telling you everything you need to know about our ambitions now in this window. And reports are stating that we'll turn to Lewandowski if we can't sign Haaland. Now, we know that with Israeli super agent Pini Zahavi, him and Roman have a long-term relationship, and that's how the guy does his business. He has lots of close ties to some of the biggest clubs and names in European football. And what makes things quite interesting is that a few rumors, a few little bits and tidbits have been circulating about Lewandowski even potentially considering his future at Bayern Munich. I mean, I can get it, I can understand it. He's won absolutely everything with them. He's achieved every single goal he has to do, and maybe the time could be now to test himself abroad and have some new experiences. Lewandowski, he is on an absolute fortune at Bayern Munich, and his contract does expire in 2023, so the money you're looking at is going to be out of this world. This deal is easily going to be over 100 million, and yeah, Lewandowski is 32 years old. However, I think we have to realize now that we are in modern times in football, and players can play a lot deeper into their 30s. We're seeing this with Cavani, Silva, Ronaldo, the three prime examples. I mean, Olivier Giroud as well, the four prime examples. It wouldn't be out of this world to get Lewandowski a 3-year deal because he still has those years on him. I mean, physically, he's incredible. He looks after himself perfectly, and it seems like his numbers keep growing and growing and growing every single season. Interestingly, his wife did mention the possibility of even a career change in the future. Of course, let's not take that too seriously, but it does kind of build a slow picture, a narrative that if the right offer came, if a club showed that confidence and presented Zahavi and Lewandowski with an incredible offer, they could potentially consider it. And is Zahavi going to say no to a deal that's going to earn him even more money? Of course not. This is a player that scored 41 goals in 29 appearances in the Bundesliga. He got 54 and 49 games. It's it's fantasy stuff. And you know what, to end this point, I think it would be actually quite funny that if we sign Lewandowski, I feel we'll get those conclusive, definitive answers on whether Bundesliga tax is a real thing. If Lewandowski potentially came here and didn't get close to the same numbers, hey, maybe some of our impressions on that league, they might be correct, but who knows? It's all hypotheticals at this point in time, you guys. Right now, we move on to the second story today, and right now, we turn towards the latest report surrounding interest in Jack Grealish. Now, with this report, it's one of those ones that seems to keep slowly creeping up and growing a bit louder and louder and louder. It's not coming from the most reputable sources. However, when it's coming from so many different people at the same time, for me, it does then become worth discussing and speaking about, as these articles always tend to lead with keywords such as Roman Abramovich, top tier signings, money to blow. I think we've been reading reports like this ever since he signed for us back in the 03-04 season. So that's really nothing new with that. What's interesting though is that Grealish cost a ton of money. He only signed a 5-year contract last season. It ends in 2025. He's an English player right now for the national team. His stock is at an absolute all-time high. It's going to cost ridiculous money, an absolute fortune, to sign him from Aston Villa. However, it does seem like Villa are possibly preparing for life away from Grealish, hence the signing of Buendia from Norwich City. You know, of course, I got to give my thoughts and opinions. I think immediately my main concern behind this story and this link is that I feel like we already have, what, 3 players that play down the left-hand side. Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, Timo Werner, that's their position. To sign more competition for the area doesn't make too much sense, but at the same time, you know, it's not the first time that mega-rich Premier League clubs have more money than sense. For me, the only implication behind, like, concrete interest would be based on whether we are definitely seeing players getting moved on. Like, if Hudson-Odoi decided, you know what, Bayern Munich, I think 4 times the charm, I think it's time to move to you, then potentially that's the guy you're looking towards. I understand that. If Timo Werner and, I don't know, Real Madrid really decided, you know, we have to sign this guy at all costs for Ancelotti, who knows what could happen from that. And, you know, in that sense, I'm not going to write this off as it being nonsense, because, you know, clubs have like so many players they're looking at one time that, for me, it would be crazy if Grealish actually wasn't on any shortlist as candidates to look for seriously. You know, of course, you know, I don't have to say anything about the player. We all know, we all have eyes, we all have vision, we all know he's a great technical player, and, you know, you could easily see the comparisons and call him a bit of a, you know, English Eden Hazard. Does he have the Bunda power though of Hazard? Absolutely not. And after reading that Yaya Toure article on The Athletic, I find like my conclusion was, am I gonna have to start looking at these guys' bundas? You know what I mean? Like the power of the bunda in regards to just creating that force field, that barrier for wingers to be able to evade their markers, evade the press, be able to keep hold of the ball. It's one of those techniques that you don't really think about or consider, but and now I'm thinking, does my winger now need to have a big ass bunda if I want to see him successful for next season? Maybe that's what Timo Werner's lacking. Who knows, you guys? But I don't know. I feel like at the same time, it's a very short-term industry, and it's very easy to only care about the now every single time. But, you know, I've watched football for many years. You know, nothing's linear, and all the signings we made last summer will only get better. Ziyech, Havertz, Timo Werner. They weren't signed for big money to produce the numbers they produced last season. There's even more output to come from them, and on top of that, you have Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi, where you've got 2 of the best young talents in the country. Even for me, myself, I feel like even having 2, when only one of them can play at a given time, is already terrible as it is. So to sign a Grealish on top of that, where you're competing for one less attacking position, it doesn't make any sense in my opinion. So right now, you guys, we end things with the final story today, and I'm going to talk about the latest news surrounding Billy Gilmour and his future. Now, wow, the guy literally is picking up man of the match awards for fun. He picked up yet another one, representing his country for the first time against Scotland, and that's kind of how Gilmour has continued to play. That's how he started his career, by getting a man of the match award. How many man of the match awards does he have already now? It's absolutely crazy. And on top of all the clear ability we've seen and the future potential that Gilmour can, you know, eventually fulfill and become, he still is not getting the minutes that he needs at such a crucial age. And, you know, as I told you guys before, don't ever feel content that Gilmour is set to stay. You know, there's a possibility that if an amazing, incredible offer came in for him, he would even consider leaving on a permanent. However, you know, that's not high up there. What's more realistic though is that Gilmour gets a loan move because he wants to play week in, week out. I think he's passed every single test the young player can actually pass right now, and there has to be a clearer path into the first team, because with that potential, that ability, you know, you're looking at one of the leading midfield players in the Prem in the next few years. Of course, we go back to reports though, and they do say that Norwich City, they're looking to sign Gilmour on loan for next season. You know, Norwich, a team that plays nice football, they like to play on the ball as well, and now that Oliver Skip has returned back to Tottenham, there essentially is a ready-made place for Gilmour in that team. What makes things more interesting though is that both Fark and Tuchel had a relationship, as Fark was the Dortmund 2 manager at the time. So potentially, with how this industry works, that could be the advantage that Norwich City are hoping to get. For me though, I don't know, you guys. I do feel like after the clear talent we've seen from Gilmour, a player that demands to have the ball, that has the respect of his teammates, that has that tenacity, that dictates the game, the long range, short range passing. It feels like when you've proved yourself time and time again, that maybe he should be part of the team for next season. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying this to be outlandish or because I low-key have hate for the players, but I have to feel like, I don't know, if you guys have been watching me since I started the channel, I've only ever discussed foresight and having a long-term opinion, and I feel like I've been vindicated time and time again. But for me, because Gilmour's that good, I would really consider sacrificing either one of Jorginho or Cover to keep Gilmour, because let's not act like the field quality is going to go downhill, because we haven't seen it when he's played for us, and he has the potential to become much better than both of these players. Of course, I've got big respect for them. They've had great seasons. It's nothing where I'm trying to be low-key hateful, but because Gilmour's that good, I would create a pathway for him in the team by getting rid of a player where he has the potential to become greater than either one of them in literally the next few seasons. Let's see what happens. I think, of course, Norwich would be a good move, but at the same time, sending one of your top young talents a relegation team, potentially, I don't know about that. I don't really think it works too often. And, if you have a great season and they still get relegated, that will still be used against you. So that would not be the right move for me. So there you guys have it. They were the 3 stories today. I hope you guys enjoyed. As I said, show us some love in the comments. And on that note, I'm LEWANDOWKSI. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you man later with some more videos. Cool.